I know who to trust. I come around me, we sizing them up. Call up the gang, they lining it up. Fading it, taping it up with the cut. I had a dream, I was ready for it. Lord told me, hey Dyllyn, you headed for it. Know my future been break up and overpouring. Know my demons, they been trying to overthrow it.
What's up? Welcome back everybody to Dyllyn, not Duval. And as I told you before on the last episode, last video, whatever you want to call it, I'm wearing the exact same fit because I'm recording it 30 minutes after. And I decided to spice it up for you guys by adding this hat. This very interesting quality hat, if you can. Oh, there we go. Has my former school on it. And anyways, today we have Pink Sweats coming out today. Well, is what we'll be listening to today. Honestly, I've known about him for some time. I've never really given him serious listens. I think I listened to a song or two, which I liked. Sometimes I get in a space where I may like an artist, but it's not enough to make me want to go through their whole catalog, even if it's just one album like that they have. It's just not enough. Sometimes, like, the song just didn't generate enough interest in me. But anyways, I saw he dropped this Pink Moon album today, and I was in the mood to review another album, and I was like, why not? I like the features he has here. It's 8 songs, and I think it's about 6 features. The features are Black, my favorite artist; Blast, one of my favorite up-and-coming artists; Kirby, I've heard before. I don't know where I know her from. I think she's featured in something else. Then Tori Kelly, everyone knows who she is, and Sabrina Claudio, who I think was canceled a couple years ago, and I guess she bounced back. No other opinions on that. I really don't care. Time has passed and whatever. But as for the artwork on this album, because I think his last album was Pink Planet, and then he has Pink Moon now, so he's really leaning into that pink theme. I would like to get a little more knowledge onto why that is. Will I do the research on it? Probably not. If any of y'all Pink Sweats listeners want to tell me why it is, or send me a direct link to where to go look at it, I will definitely be looking at it then. But will I do the research on my own? No, because at least as we stand right now, I got other things to do. So yeah. But the album's short, 8 songs, about 24 minutes long, so a bunch of 3-minute songs, I would believe, which is great for me. I'm not upset at that at all. I would prefer it be on 30-minute side rather than the hour-long album side, just because sometimes you get a little bored halfway through and it's like, what are we doing? So yeah, we're gonna get into the first song called Pink Moon, but right before we do that, I want to know, is there other smaller R&B artists you think I should pay attention to, or like you potentially want to see on this channel? And I'm not talking about necessarily the large ones that everyone knows, but just like smaller ones, maybe on Pink Sweats, even potentially smaller level than him, in terms of just like, cause the point of this channel, as I had mentioned earlier, is to just put people on other R&B artists and give them more facets of R&B, so that everyone can stop saying R&B is dead, because it is here. You just gotta go look for it because it's not on the radio. So without further ado, we're gonna get into this first song called Pink Moon. Let's get into it.
Say that you're religious and it's okay, cause I still hit that on Sunday. Sideways, my place. Overseas shopping when you're my babe. I can make it rain all over you. I know foreplay is important to you. Girl, you know I ain't
to be no father, but I will be. Quit playing with me, girl.
hit you with a text message. I need you closer. Dabbing on your head and you like that. Dabbing on your hips when you push back. Sticking out that tongue, yeah, I like that. Look me in my eyes when you ride it. You know you wanna say. Feel like a baby. Feel like a baby. It's rushing over you. Feel like a baby. It feel like a baby. It's not what you used to.
Alrighty, that was Pink Moon by Pink Sweats. I'm going to stop saying who it's by unless it is a feature because clearly you could tell what album I'm reviewing. But anyways, I actually like this. At first, it kind of had the little organ. It gave me kind of a little bit, a teensy, weensy little bit of a church feel to it. I think it was because of the organ in the background. It just gave me that feel, and then he opens it up with the "Said You Religious," so I thought he was playing off of that. He didn't end up playing any more off of that, so it just was the vibe it was giving me at first. But I don't know how to describe it. It's very very chill. Psychedelic's not the word you use here. Just a very calm intro here. And really, it really just seems about showing a girl that while y'all may not be ready to take this ultimate step of being together, being creating a family, you're don't tempt him because he'll do it if he's put in the situation to. It's really what he was singing about, but it was really nice. I mean, there wasn't much to add here. Wasn't a lot of words, a lot of deep lyrics or anything to dissect there, but it sounds good. I liked his voice. It's very calm here, and I think that was what my main takeaway from him when I listened to one or two songs beforehand is that he's very calm, very relaxing and chill type music, and it's what he did here. I think it's a solid intro. I like it. I could see myself playing this in the car at night or so. I don't know about in the middle of the day when I got stuff to do, but stuff to wind down to. I think that's right where this song so far at least makes it. So we're gonna move into the next song, which is Midnight River. I think was the single he dropped for this album. It has Black in it, which I haven't heard this song, but I'm excited to hear it because y'all know I love Black verses. I'm very interested to see how they're gonna work together on this. So let's get into it.
Momentary night in your paradise. I need your momentary night. 'Cause you make the wrong feel like a right. Open blinded eyes. I don't know what the end is like. I wanna be there with you. Tell me it's love. You're not just craving my touch. We can fly through the moonlit sky. We can float on the midnight river. We can fly through the moonlit sky. All of the chatter, I'm in a mix of better. At the plate or better, about to swing and shatter. Any expectation, brand new revelation. Better conversation, with no limitation. Got no time to play it like a station, ayy. You know I'm on the way and I can almost taste the day. Taste of you, give a nigga deja vu. Welcome back, I feel like Mace did too, yeah. Tell me it's love, you're not just craving my touch. Got some things that clean up, we'll be fine. Now you face all your fears, I promise I'll be right here. When you need me, just call anytime. We can float on the midnight river.
So that was Midnight River. Featuring Black. That's all I'm gonna say because y'all know the other guy. And I like this. It was kind of like I don't want to say a ballad. It may be. I'm not a very particular on the definition of ballads. I don't want to just say it and be wrong. But that's what the vibe gave me, just like him singing, playing the guitar, singing to a girl or whatever. And it was very sweet. Black's verse had some Black, actually I like this feature quite a bit for him. It had, he had his moments where he tried to throw some light bars in there. A play on words saying all of the chatter, I'm in the mix, the batter. In the mix of, batter is a mix of a bunch of stuff so you can put in the oven and make a cake, for example. Then it says had to play a batter, playing off that same batter from the last line, but now about to swing and shatter, so now talking about a baseball player swinging a bat. Then he moves into another line, which I can't remember exactly why it's a line, I just gotta let it go. It says, welcome back, I feel like Mace did too. True. But I think it's supposed to be paired with Taste of You, Give a Nigga Deja Vu, Welcome Back, I Feel Like Mace Did Too, True. And I just can't exactly remember why it's a bar, but if somebody else can point it out, cool. It's sticking out in my head, and I know he put it in there for a reason. I just can't point it out in my mind right now. He also had a little line saying, got no time to play it like a PlayStation, what he's going for there. So it was like nice and simple bars there. He didn't fully dig into that bag, but just enough to let y'all know he's still a rapper though. So, yeah. As for Pink Sweat, he really didn't do much outside of the chorus, really, here. Like, the first verse, he was just like, his first and only verse was him opening up and just saying, like, how much he needs that person, how much time he wants to spend with that person, and he hopes that she or he, I guess not really stated here, values him in that same way, like not like more than a lustful way, because he says, I need your moments every night. I don't know what the end is like I need your moments every night because you make a wrong feel right. Open blinded eyes. I don't know what the end is like, but I want to be there with you. So he's just telling like how much he wants to be in that person's space, even though he's not necessarily sure how that other person feels. So yeah, that's what he went through here. The chorus was sweet. Beat was just that little, I guess, guitar chord, I guess, and it wasn't much more than that. I think there's a few other effects, but that's really all I remember from it. I try not to stop midway through R&B songs, because R&B songs have a lot of words to begin with, so you just let them all ride through. But yeah, we're gonna move on to track number 3 called For Me, and it features Blast, who I think he makes TikTok songs right now. Not in a bad way. They're great songs. It's just they're really short. Like I've never gotten any like extremely long or 4-minute songs from him. I think most of his song ranges from 2 to 3 minutes and like 2:00 to 3:00. I don't really remember much of it going past 3 minutes. So that's all I mean by that. But let's get into this next song called For Me. I'm excited to see what Blast does here. And Pink Sweats, I mean, if he keeps me in this lane, I'm okay with it. I think it'd be okay. So let's go.
Cause even in the darkness I can see what's for me is for me. It's mine, it's mine. It's so clear to see. So clear to see. I know it's for me, it's for me. It's mine. Looking up to me, made it look good when it was ugly. Dolce and Gabbana, but the trauma still be hunting me. Add a couple commas, need the whole game comfortably. Know my true to mama, feel like pain and need my company. Said I only make up time for what I want and that's what's stuck with me. Hope you see the picture that I'm painting of this money tree. Try to keep the balance, that's what humble me. I'm feeling godly, so clear to see. I know it's for me, it's for me.
Okay, that was For Me featuring Blast. And while I'm not ready to say it was my favorite one, because I'd kind of be an overreaction just because it's a more up-tempo beat, it was definitely the most energetic beat that he'd released out of so far. I mean, we're 3 songs in, so, and you know the first 2 songs were chill. But yeah, I liked it. It brought some energy into this album. It didn't at first. Pink Sweat opened with a good first verse, like, and chorus and all of that, talking about like just traveling down like taking your journey down life and knowing that everything that's supposed to be for you is going to be in your life, and everything that's not for you won't be there, and you just got to make your peace with that is really what he was hitting there. And the way he said it was just work, like it, very minimal production, and then right when Blast comes in, the beat gets really live, like really active, 808s and hi-hats start jumping in. It's just very good in that regard. And I think he did it twice. Like Pink Sweat was the low, and then Blast would come in on the high. Then the low for Pink Sweat back, and then exit on the high off of Blast again. And it was really cool dynamic changing there to see. I personally would have liked to see Pink Sweat kind of ride on that energetic beat. He may have done it in the past, and I just don't know. But I just kind of wanted to see him there. It's fine that he didn't. It was a great song. I loved his post chorus with the "It's Mine" he was holding. Like it was really glorious. And then for it to go into that Blast verse, which was I'm not really gonna point out anything in the Blast verse particularly, but it was just a message about like coming from I don't want to say nothing, but like being like coming from less than, and you succeeding in spite of your situation, and then all the people that you grew up with looking up to you and whatnot, and you try not to let them down. And then he also like said one of the nugget his mama left him that stuck with him is you make time for what you want. And he's saying that just stuck with him his whole life. So he's just trying to figure out how to balance his life, really, is what he was going on. But everything here worked so well. Even exiting off of last verse with that bridge of I'm feeling godly, I break the chains that confine me, live inside me. Like just like song of kind of perseverance and taking your journey no matter what comes. What I have noticed is so far all three songs have a reference to the moon. I think it was Moonlight in the second song. The first song was called Pink Moon. I talked about moon in there. And then for me it opens up with a line saying the moon don't shine bright like this often. So he's constantly mentioning moon, which is okay because the album's called Pink Moon. I just wanted to note that. So yeah, a good song. We're going to move into track number 4 called Better, featuring Kirby.
Baby, what you wanna do tonight? Sip a little bit and feel the vibe. Smoking on that oolah, it's alright. Baby, ain't no thing, it's you and I. Get to know you better, get to know you better. Tell you throw it back, cause I know you like the pressure.
Get to know me better, get to know me better. Better know my spots, boy, I like it when it's better. Get to know me better, get to know me better. Step into my mind, babe, I like it when you're better. And lately these walls have been talking, saying you should do much more often. Don't get complacent, 'cause baby, I just want you.
Alrighty, that was Better, featuring Kirby. I still don't know where I know Kirby from, but her voice was very recognizable, and I think she did well here. I want to look up what other albums or songs I've heard it from, but my phone's locked currently off of some things that shall not be named, stupid mistakes. But yeah, anyways, moving on to the actual content of the song. Of course, when I mention the moon pattern, it stops. No mention of the moon here. Cool, I guess. I just like pointing out trends right when they're going to end. Fine, fair. I'm not upset. It is what it is. But as for the song, I mean, this is, I guess, the closest he gets to so far to, I guess, a sex song or being that seductive song, because that's basically what they're talking about, is getting together and getting to know each other physically here, as mentioned by tell you throw it back because I know you like the pressure, then better learn my spots, boy, I like it when it's wetter. If you can't get those play on words, I don't know what to tell you. You may be a little prude, I guess, because it's kind of in your face there. No pun intended. But yeah, it was a nice song. It was also the most active, I guess, the beat has been out, like, for Pink Sweat specifically. Like, for me, it had active moments, but it was mainly for Blast. Like this, the whole thing was, I guess, a little more active, and Pink Sweat's participated in on it. You know what I mean? But I liked it. So far, I think I may have to go back and listen to Pink Planet or whatever it was called. I think it's Pink Planet because he's doing a good job here. Like, I'm not going to say anything like, oh, I need to keep listening to this, potentially for me, because I kind of like the dynamicism there, but so far. It's a bunch of songs that I really enjoy. I would love played like I put it in that chill playlist. Then let me say this: when I make a chill playlist, it's never really any songs that I actively want to hear in there too often. Whereas it's just you put it on and you want the vibe from the whole catalog of music, which is kind of what goes on there, you know. So yeah, it's not a bad thing. It's just that's what chill music does to me. It doesn't mean I don't like chill music. I love chill music. Alex Isley is one of my favorite chill voices. It's just it's hard to like actively want to go and hear a chill voice. You kind of just want the overall, like you actively hear a chill song. You kind of just want the overall vibe that can come from any catalog of chill songs. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's it there. We're gonna move on to Nothing Feels Better, which doesn't have a feature, one of his solo songs. So let's get into it.
I die for you, I give my life and I realize I'm right where I should be. Yeah. When the world is over, I'll wait here for you. Through space and time, I'll still adore you. Nothing feels better than you. Nothing feels better than you. Nothing feels better than you. All those kisses and hugs wake me up in the morning. Forever I'm yours, just know that I'm mine. 'Cause nothing feels better than you.
All right, so that was Nothing Feels Better, and I think that may be in the upper. Ooh, this album's getting kind of hard to rank because they're all pretty good. I like this one. Simply talking about like I guess he got to the point where he's actually willing to let himself fall in love with this woman that he's speaking about. I believe he says woman in here. Maybe he doesn't. I'm gonna assume he is. Maybe because he put Kirby on the last one. But regardless, it doesn't really matter. The point still stands. It's just like letting yourself fall in love with that other person and just like he's just talking about how much better he is because he made that decision. As mentioned by, let's see if I can find it. Love ain't blind, that's the truth. Put you on top, I'll never lose, and I realize I'm right where I should be. So it's just like realizing that like he wants to be with this person, he wants to be in love with this person, he wants to hold them in more regard, like a higher regard than he does himself, and he feels he could never lose in that situation because no matter what happens to him, as long as the other person's elevating, he's happy. So yeah, that's kind of what he's mentioning here. They don't do necessarily moon here, but they do talk in the pre-chorus with the space and time reference. When the world is over, I'll wait here for you. Through space and time, I'll still adore you. So not exactly the same, but it's close. Space, moon. Give it to me. So we're gonna say 4 out of 5. But yeah, so far I think this one maybe. I mean, it's only out of 5 songs. I think it potentially top 3. Don't hold me to it. I don't know. Y'all know my rankings change, and especially off of first listens, it changes literally off the second listen. So yeah, but I think it's a good song. Like very, very reminiscent of speaking from a place of like the honeymoon stage, I guess. There goes that moon word again. But yeah, just speaking of like the honeymoon phase and all the positive feelings, it's the vibe that like that's where the vibe of this song comes from to me. So we're gonna move on to track number 6 called Real Thing, featuring Tori Kelly. I can't remember the most popular song Tori Kelly made, but we all know who she is. She made good music. So yeah, let's get it going.
Your hand in mine is so divine. The stars in the sky sing praises at night. Sunday morning sunrise, your eyes only collide. I adore you, I do know that.
When you're touching me, put my
Cause with you I know I got the real thing.
Alrighty, that was Real Thing featuring Tori Kelly. And first, I want to say, like, I know this is first listen, but I think this may be the sleeper song of the album in terms of it being extremely chill. Like here, the beats, like this is what I'm talking about, like him maintaining that chill realm. But I think the words in here may be some of the best. Not that there aren't any necessarily deep, it's just very sweet and romantic, really. Words here, first off, I don't know if you'll notice me pointing out first verse, your hand in mine is so divine, the stars in the sky. Again, that space, stars, moon, space, planets, world, that type of theme. I'm going to keep pointing them out because I know I'm right and I don't really care what y'all got to say. But yeah, that was cool. It talks about waking up on a Sunday morning and just like making eye contact when y'all waking up at the same time, and just how much they adore each other in that situation. Knowing in that, like, when you're that unspoken communication of just knowing that you're happy to be with that partner and you feel forever connected with them there. Then he moves on to the chorus being the sweetest part of it to me is like, you make me feel like heaven is a real place. I bet on this because I know this is a real thing. Like just that heaven on earth feeling, that blissful feeling of nothing can stop us is where he feels in this realm, and it's just very sweet. I can't go for another word there. It's just very sweet and genuine, I guess. Like nothing feels better touched on that little honeymoon phase, but this is like full bore in that honeymoon phase. It's just everything was sweet about it. Tori Kelly's verse was, with your touching me, puts my soul at ease. Your love so sweet, yeah. The angels sing. It just talks to that point of being your partner's peace, I guess, in this situation, and being able to center your partner, which is what they're speaking of in this song, really. And I think they just did a good job of conveying that message here. It's also the longest song on the album. Not by much, it's only 3:15, but I think most songs here were under 3 minutes. So yeah, I think this may be one of the best songs on the album. I doubt two songs are going to be better though than it. These last two songs are going to knock it out of the top three because I think it was just that special. So we're going to move on to the next song called, we're going to get right ahead and see by getting into the next song, track number 7, called Waiting on You.
Baby, when I look in your eyes, I can feel that perfect desire flowing through ya. I just wanna do ya right, yeah. Give it to me, give it to me. Ooh, yeah. I know you're waiting on me to rise. Give it to me, give it to me.
He knocking at my door. You see me naked, gotta take your song. I'll keep you coming back for more, baby. I'll keep you coming back for more. Pull up to my house, show you what it's
That was Waiting on You featuring Sabrina Claudio. And I think that chorus is where, I mean, not the chorus, that outro is where I'm going to start off. He brought in that little choir feel, the gospel choir feel, and that part went crazy to me. I wish that would have been longer. I wish I would have used them the whole song because I thought they did a great job working all together. To me, the chorus was the next best part. I think the verses here didn't necessarily let me down. They just weren't spectacular. It was like whatever, almost. Not necessarily whatever, but it's like that's not the part I was waiting for. I really enjoyed the chorus and I liked the outro the most in this part of the song. I mean, the verses were cool. I mean, Pink Sweats was mainly talking about just looking like his partner being the most perfect person, I guess. Like perfect. He uses perfect design, so I'm gonna use that again. I like that word phrasing. The perfect design. Then just talking about like how you don't want to mess up anything with that perfect person, and just talking about how blissful he feels in looking at it. Sabrina gets into the more sexual, sensual part. Sensual is a good word for this here. Talking about hearing you knock at my door, you see me naked, gotta take your soul. I'll keep you coming back for more, and that's basically what it is. Just being in that realm. But and then the chorus, I guess, gives that same sexual feel to it, saying, "Just give it to me, just give it to me." Yeah, I know you're waiting on me to rise, but it's harder to, I guess, see in the chorus, in my opinion. But that choir together is just, the choir paired with both of them, I thought really did wonders for the song and made it relevant. It's another 3-minute song, by the way, but I thought that's the best part of the song. It almost, like, the transitions between the chorus and the outro and the verses and the choruses kind of gave me that funk vibe here. I don't know what instrumentation you would call it, but something in the production very, like, just gave me the funk transitions here. I don't know if that's anybody else or just me, but that's definitely what I noticed. So we're going to move into the final track. It's Pink Sweats by himself, called Spiritual.
We made love under the moonlight. I told you everything's alright if you cry. Don't know what love feels like, but I hope it's not a lie. I cross the heavens and oceans for you. Ooh, and I go through hell in the fire, and still through the joy and the pain, you remain my desire. Whenever I'm next to you, baby, you make me feel spiritual. Spiritual, spiritual. Spiritual, spiritual.
That was Spiritual. And first off, wanted to point out he hit Moonlight in here, so that's 6 out of 8 in the space theme. I think that's a good enough pattern. I think I called that. So yeah, props to me. Pat myself on the back there. But as for the song, I like this. This is a nice, sweet song. I don't think it'd be one of my favorites, but I mean, here, I can just read out the lyrics here for you. We made love under the moonlight. Told you everything's alright if you cry. Don't know what love feels like, but I hope it's not a lie. Then he also touches on saying, would you notice if I'm lonely and hold me tight? I just came here for your body, but girl, you got a holiness in your eyes, the spiritual loving. So it's kind of talking about the moving out of the necessarily the lustful or honeymoon phase of your relationship with a person, and more so just being with each other and realizing the faults that each other has, and just wondering if the other person will be there in spite of them, is what I mainly got through here. Him saying he's willing to fight, like, even knowing his faults, he's willing to fight for it, and he uses cross the heavens and oceans for her. He also finally says girl, so I can say her and be at peace. But I really want to note that he uses the spiritual and God reference here, and then the choir again. I don't know what his upbringing is. I haven't looked into it, but he's kind of he's very active in his use of gospel like sounds and choirs and whatnot. I think it was at least in 4 of the 8 songs that I can remember, and I think it makes for pretty interesting R&B music here, especially with that calmer vibe he's normally using, because the choirs he uses are typically at their best in the more active songs, but he uses them well in his music here. So I don't know. I think this is a very good album. Will I listen to it? Like, if I add it to my actual R&B playlist, I think Better, for me, whichever one was the blast one, Real Thing, potentially, yeah, Real Thing, and then was it Better? And I was just, and yeah, Better. I think are the ones I'd add to my actual R&B playlist, but I think the rest would be added into that chill playlist where it's okay, like where they're good songs. It's just you're not necessarily listening to them for any necessarily content. You're just listening to because of how it makes you feel, which may be how some people always listen to music. I'm not saying there's a particular way. I'm just know this is how my system of categorization works. But yeah, I think it was a good album here. I think I owe this man to listen to his Pink Planet album because he did his thing here. So props to him. I like the artwork. It's kind of like gives me an anime, like the black anime feel, like whichever one Jaden Smith made. The cross between that and like Steven Universe, I guess, is what I get from it. Y'all tell me if y'all get the same. I don't know. I may be tripping. I'm not in depth in that field. I just kind of know a little bit. I've seen a little bit of everything. So yeah. But great album. Pink Sweats, applaud you there. Good album. Well, I already said that. So yeah. As always, hit that like button. If you followed my moon and space theory, and if you liked the video, hit that subscribe if you want to see more. Go back and listen to that LMI because she's back. LMI single because she's back after some time, and I'm very excited to welcome her back onto the public spotlight as she deserves it. And that's all I got for you, peeps. May Lord keep y'all till I see y'all again. Peace.